arrival of 2009 marked the final year of the noughties, the decade that brought the world the Kardashians, Crazy Frog, and a global financial crash. Yet some people still get nostalgic for this era. Over in WWE, 2009 saw DX reunite, the guest host experiment continue to limp on, and Santino Marella win a women's battle royal in a tacky skirt. Some good stuff did happen between the ropes, mind, and I have the proof. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 best WWE matches of 2009. Join us. Number 10, John Morrison vs. Rey Mysterio on SmackDown. John Morrison, the former Johnny Nitro and future Johnny Everything, was on the rise in 2009. He had a few world title matches, and on the September 4th edition of SmackDown, he got the chance to compete for another belt. He was going up against Rey Mysterio, who had been a major force of the Intercontinental title scene all year. In an unprecedented move for SmackDown at the time, the two lads were given 25 minutes to strut their stuff, which is precisely what they did. In an era where flippy bits were predominantly for skinny losers in bingo halls, these two put on a fast-paced, athletic, high-flying masterclass on free TV. Their similar style meshed perfectly, whilst the character clash of veteran champion versus plucky upcomer made for a captivating story. Jomo ended up hitting a Starship Pain to win the IC title for the first time in 3 years, capping off a stunning match that would end the year as one of the best to take place on a weekly show. To those in the know, the result wasn't actually in any doubt due to Rey's wellness policy violation and suspension, but it captivated nonetheless. Number 9, Christian vs. Shelton Benjamin at TLC. The first ever TLC pay-per-view saw DX win the tag titles and Sheamus upset John Cena for the WWE Championship, but it would be a clash over another title that would blow everyone away. Shelton Benjamin was the challenger to Christian's ECW title. That's right, the ECW Championship was still a thing at this point, though not for much longer. It would be suspended above the ring for this ladder match, a stipulation that played to both competitors' strengths and experience. As you would expect, they produced a gloriously choreographed spot fest that went above and beyond their place on the card. For every well-executed technical moment, there was someone getting bashed in the face with a bit of metal, making for a proper smorgasbord of violent entertainment. After a hard-fought battle, Christian crushed his opponent with a frog splash through a ladder before pulling down the strap. This was one of the best ECW Championship matches in years, although that's not saying too much, and a great way to kick off this new brand of event. Number 8, John Cena vs. Shawn Michaels vs. Triple H at Survivor Series. Survivor Series 2009 was the night of tag team partners competing in World Championship triple threats. Chris Jericho and Big Show both battled World Heavyweight Champion The Undertaker, whilst the WWE Championship was defended by John Cena against the two members of D-Generation X. Nobody could work out if Shawn Michaels and Triple H would work together or not during this match, but luckily Shawn answered this question by immediately superkicking Hunter right after the opening bell. This is where that shocked Cena face meme comes from, by the way. After this all-time opening moment, the rest of the match was equally as fun. The three participants cycled in and out to give the match a great sense of flow. Trips would go for his revenge against Michaels, which ultimately gave Cena the opening to hit an AA to Shawn onto a fallen game to then make the pin. This is one of those great matches that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, featuring three bona fide megastars with plenty on the line. And hey, if you don't care for the main bulk of the wrestling, just watch the opening spot on a loop. It'll be worth it. Number 7, the Raw Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out. We should really have included both Elimination Chamber matches from No Way Out 2009, as they were both part of an outstanding night-long story. In the first bout, which was for SmackDown's WWE Championship, title holder Edge was shockingly eliminated within 3 minutes. The Rated R superstar was furious, but he would end the night with a massive smile on his face. As Kofi Kingston was Jamaican his way to the ring for the Raw Chamber match, which was for John Cena's World Heavyweight title, the Ultimate Opportunist attacked him from behind behind and took his place. I have no idea how that works legally, but since this is pro wrestling, I will allow it. Alongside Cena, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Kane, and pub quiz answer Mike Knox, Edge helped put on a great show inside the chain link hellscape, which included being one of the 3 wrestlers to hit their finisher on the champ to eliminate him early doors. It all came down to Edge and Mysterio, but the evil interloper speared the masked man to leave the show with the big gold belt. A glorious conclusion to a fantastic night of drama. Number 6, Randy Orton versus John Cena at Breaking Point. If you didn't like John Cena or Randy Orton in 2009, then oh boy, were you in for a rough year. They faced each other for the WWE title on 4 back-to-back pay-per-views in the span of just 3 months, with the belt being swapped back and forth like it was an unwanted Christmas present. Most of the matches were actually alright, their SummerSlam disappointment notwithstanding, but the best of the bunch was easily the one that went down at Breaking Point. This submission-centered show, the first and only of its kind, saw Cena and Orton square off in an I Quit match, with Orton going in as champ. The stipulation allowed the lads to shake up their formula and get pretty damn brutal in the process. Well, as brutal as they could be in PG-era WWE anyway. The Viper thought that he had gained the advantage by handcuffing his foe to the bottom rope, only for Super Cena to escape and then use the cuffs to inflict more damage with a modified STF. This made Orton quit and gave the title back to the man from Massachusetts, closing out probably the best match these two ever had. Number 5, Edge versus Jeff Hardy at Extreme Rules. Perhaps the reason why Christian had such a good ladder match at TLC was that his old partner had already had one earlier in the year. Jealousy is a powerful force. Edge was defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Jeff Hardy in the main event of the inaugural Extreme Rules show, with neither man a stranger to each other or the concept of climbing a ladder to win a championship. Fans had very high hopes for what these two could produce based on their previous work together, and luckily the two icons did not disappoint. I could just sit here and recount all the mad spots from this match, but that would be doing it a disservice. Edge using a ladder as part of a sharpshooter, Jeff dangling from the belt, and both men crashing from the top of one ladder through another need to be seen to be fully appreciated, although I guess I did just tell you all about them. Damn it. Hardy cleverly trapped Edge in the rungs of a ladder to give himself time to pull the title down, giving fans a great feel-good ending to a stellar battle. Number 4, Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio at The Bash. One of the best WWE feuds of the entire year, and a dark horse contender for overall feud of the whole decade, pitted Chris Jericho against his old WCW rival Rey Mysterio. The pair had gone back and forth over the Intercontinental Championship during the spring, which included Jericho beating Mysterio at Extreme Rules to become a record-breaking 9-time IC champ. At The Bash, I have no idea why WWE called it that instead of The Great American Bash, Y2J would put the gold on the line against something near and dear to Rey's heart, his stamp collection. Wait, sorry, that should say his mask. My bad. The two innovative veterans wrestled like it was 1998 all over again, barely putting a foot wrong in this lightning-quick clash. There were kicks, there were dives, there were submissions, and the crowd ate it up like it was smothered in chocolate. Jericho attempted to snatch Mysterio's mask, a play on the ending of their match from Extreme Rules, only to find out that he was wearing a second one underneath. This allowed Ray to pin Y2J, win back the title, and keep his beloved stamps, mask. Number 3, Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk at SummerSlam. Remember when Jeff Hardy courageously defeated Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship at Extreme Rules? That reign lasted about 5 minutes. CM Punk cashed in Money in the Bank immediately after, ruining Jeff's big moment and kicking off a rivalry that would dominate the blue brand over the next few months. After trading the title a few times, this pair of unconventional superstars would meet in the main event of SummerSlam to decide who was the better man once and for all, and they would do it in TLC style. This was utter carnage. Just two blokes with absolutely no concern for their own health or well-being chucking each other into bits of furniture over and over again. The pinnacle of the madness was when Hardy leapt from a gigantic ladder to hit a swanton on Punk through the announce table. Sadly, evil would triumph over good when Punk snatched the belt to end the match, but even so, this was a mile a minute and a worthy ending to this golden feud. The post-match return of The Undertaker was the cherry on top of this particularly dangerous sports entertainment Sunday. Number 2, John Cena versus Edge at Backlash. The whole debacle with the Elimination Chamber we mentioned earlier led to a three-way at WrestleMania that saw John Cena win back the World Heavyweight Championship. In turn, this set the stage for another match at Backlash, where Cena would defend the belt one-on-one against the man he had taken it from. These two had produced an epic rivalry in 2006 and were able to recapture that magic in this last man standing match. They fought in the ring, they fought out of the ring, on the announce table, up on the stage. Hell, they probably would have brawled in the production truck had WWE let them. Cena seemed to have the match in the bag when Big Show, the other member of that Mania three-way, came out and cost him the bout in spectacular fashion. He picked the champion up by the throat and then chokeslammed him through a giant spotlight, sending sparks everywhere and leaving fans wondering if they had just witnessed an actual murder. Big Match John wasn't dead, but he was down for the count, handing the title back to the rated R superstar. Number 1, The Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25, obviously. At WrestleMania 25, a pretty shoddy Mania by most metrics, one of two things would happen for the first time. Either The Undertaker would beat Shawn Michaels in a one-on-one match, or he would lose a match at WrestleMania. The heat, as they say, was on. From the second they completed their dueling entrances, which contrasted the light of HBK's faith with the Phenom's own darkness, this was just epic. These two always got the very best out of each other, and here was no exception as they traded strikes, submissions, mind games, and big moves with no clear-cut leader. Finisher kickouts, brawling outside the ring, Undertaker nearly breaking his own neck due to a botched dive. This had it all and ended with the all-time great spot of the dead man countering a moonsault into a tombstone to score the pin. There is a reason this is regarded as one of, if not the best WWE match of all time. It's well-paced, psychologically sound, athletic, full of iconic moments, and it remains a template that big matches often follow to this very day.